Hi, Ossie.
Hi Neta.
Hi, Mike.
Hi Netta. Hi Yossi.
Hi Mike. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. How are you guys?
Great,
We
great.
are great. And Yossi, what a special guest do we have
Indeed.
today, right?
A very
So,
special guest.
Mike, thank you very much for accepting the challenge to be recorded to the tip of the week. This is a new tip, a new week, a new tip with the winner of the Lucas Challenge Expert. The Lucas Expert Challenge, actually, we say. So we are very, very happy to host you today. And I'm sure that everyone that watches us now, all have already seen the video that you created for the challenge, which was really, really great. The storytelling was super, the consistency of the image. And tell us, how did you use it? How much did you use it with Lucas, or did you go to external tools?
So it was all done within Lucas. So no external tools.
100% Lucas?
100% Lucas. Yeah.
Fantastic. So Yossi,
Okay.
I'm so curious to learn. What are you curious
Yeah.
to learn today?
I'm also curious to see how Mike did actually wrote the prompt in order to reach to that kind of media level of quality.
Mhm.
But maybe first, before we dive in, I'm just curious because this is my first time talking to Mike. I'm curious to hear about Mike just for, half a minute. I know we are short in time, but Mike, tell us about what you're doing. Who are you?
Sure. So I'm one of the sales directors in the EMEA team. Yeah, I've been at IDMU nearly 8 years now,
Wow.
focusing primarily on the gaming, retail, and loyalty spaces over here. But yeah, I've been with IDMU since we were a small four-person office here in the UK, and now part of the furniture. So yeah, excited to be on the tip of the week.
Cool, cool, great. Um,
Great. So we'll hear about the prompt. Yossi is interesting about the prompt. I'm interesting about the animation, like the train and the cow and everything. So I suggest, Mike, that you share your screen and you walk us through the process that led you to generate such a great video.
Happily, so let me share.
Yes, we can see.
Here we go. So yeah, started with the branding. Wanted to do IDMU branding, but had the idea of doing something that was slightly more sort of animated style, a bit more of a story. So pulled all the branding from idmu.com, and
Mhm.
then as I went through, I wanted to put in a an image that would then sort of pull from for all the AI generated prompts. So I think a few weeks ago, a Nat or someone else
Correct.
created
Anat.
an image similar to this, and I was thinking to try and find a video of Kalish and Danny that was just those two. I remembered what she had done, where I think there was a couple more people in the picture. So I did essentially what she did, where I uploaded the picture into the AI asset generator, removed the two others from the photo, and then asked it to change it into a um, Pixar style image. So
Mhm.
did that in the asset generator, then uploaded it here to the branding page,
mhm.
and then also went on to Google and just typed in a chat GPT prompt for Pixar style to create Pixar style images,
Yeah.
and basically copy and pasted that from
Mhm.
here. So a lot more detailed than I would have just written Pixar style imagery.
Sure.
Um, and then, yeah, had this as the branding tone of voice. I knew I wanted to create sort of a storytelling kind of video. So I did friendly, uplifting, energetic. And the instruction was a warm, friendly storytelling voice. I don't know how much that played into it, but I knew that was what my output was going to be. So that's what I had for.
Actually, it's pretty amazing, Mike, because just from very few details in the tone of voice, I can actually hear it in the video. So
Mm,
it's quite impressive.
fantastic.
I agree.
And then, as those who have seen my video, the quite a big emphasis is on how Idamu is said. So I made sure that the pronunciation of Idamu was said in a certain way, because obviously with Lucas it can be pronounced in a few different ways. So yeah, that was a key aspect. I wanted it to be sounded out like that.
Cool.
And yeah, that's how I did the branding.
Okay.
So once I did that and completed all of that, then went to the studio, and I already had the idea in my head of what I wanted to do. So I actually wrote a script myself. I'd had the idea of doing this, and basically just Word document, quickly pulled together a script that I wrote myself. I knew that each sort of paragraph that you write in a script is a different scene, so I based it roughly on these 6 different scenes, seven different scenes, and put that into the studio, and then selected the I can't remember what it's called, like the no text framework.
The
plain framework with no writing over the top, as I knew that with sort of what I had in my head that I wanted to do, I didn't want sort of the any of the templates to be sort of move the images here and having text there. So I just wanted it to be completely plain, so that I could basically use the AI asset generator to create what I wanted to have visually, and then just type the VO myself to tell the story as it went through.
Right.
So did all of that, created the video, and then went through, and it gave me actually a very good sort of first draft of the video with the VO similar to the script that I'd written. And then I basically went through scene by scene and changed the assets. Some of them were blank, some of them were just sort of different versions of the branding image of Kalish and Danny standing in front of the Idamu wall. And for every single scene, I went through and used the create action on within Lucas to basically take from that initial branding, the image I had in branding in terms of the style and the characters. And then in my head, I knew what I wanted to have for each of them. So for the younger versions of the Cleese brothers, I'd have Danny and Euron as babies playing in a playpen. And I mean, for this particular one, I said put the Idamu logo on one of the building blocks.
Wow.
And I basically just went through scene by scene, defining what I wanted it to be, sort of the age range that I wanted Danny and Euron to be, as well as they grew up over the different scenes of the video, and then let it create one. Went in and tweaked it or refreshed it, as it's not always perfect the first time. I basically just went through and did that scene by scene as I went through.
Cool. So most of your work actually was basically changing and creating the new media, right?
Exactly. It was I was head down in an RFP at the time, and I basically go in, create one of these. Also takes a couple of minutes to create some the imagery first, and then to animate it. I'd go and let it run, go back to the RFP, come back in. If I liked the version it had done, fantastic. If it didn't, I typed in another different prompt or corrected some of it with a prompt, and then let it run and went back to the RFP, and then came back to it. So it was quite a good break in and out of the RFP coming to and from this.
And I think the RFP is for Pandora, right? So
it is, yes.
It was inspiring, maybe.
Yeah.
I wonder, Mike. So there's one thing. First of all, wow, great to learn that our asset creator is really, really fantastic. And I want to double click maybe to the scene of the train, where you see there are even 2 scenes.
Yeah.
That actually are looking like one long, not long, short, but still it's like moving, right? It's the train is moving. And so you needed also to give a very specific instruction to the animation, like you first created the visual, and then so you gave very detailed instruction to the animation part.
Correct. So yeah, created the initial prompt that was have Danny and Ron sat on a train, and the train is moving through the English countryside.
Oh,
That
okay.
came up with the first scene, and then I had sort of a play with it. Say, okay, have some cows in the field as they're moving past the moving through the English countryside, and that would create a few different versions. Some I liked, some I didn't like, and it always kept there or thereabouts the same sort of characters, the same layout as well, which was really handy. Not always. Sometimes it would change it up a little bit, and then I'd have to sort of refresh it and go back to what it was initially. But I had a few scenes that I really liked. So them going through the English countryside. Then the second one was where there were just some cows in the field, as you
So,
can.
Mike, sorry for interrupting. So here
No, no.
you also used, maybe you said it and I didn't catch, but so did you use the duplicate scene here?
Yeah, oh, yes, sorry, yes. So duplicated the scene.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then went in and changed the media. And
But
then
sorry, Mike, I have another question. You started from a static image of those
Yes.
two people sitting in the train, right? So you had
Yes.
the original image, and then when you duplicate, you upload again that original image, and then you animate it. So this is
Yes.
how you kept the
consistency
between those.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I
Cool.
think this is important. This is very important. So if
Very
we
nice.
want to keep consistency, we can duplicate. Remember that we have this capability, the three dots, right? So I think it's wise. You see here three scenes, different scenes, with basically the same basic image. And this is exactly the way that it's a great trick to really, really keep consistency.
Exactly. And for this particular, sort of, I guess, in the creative world, like a well-framed image. So if it's the same people in the foreground and it's just the background that's changing, it's very, I guess, easy for the AI to just change what's flying through the window, across the window, rather than anything else. So yeah, did this for three scenes. It was quite a lot of refreshing for the third scene to try and get the cow to stop in the window, but I was just very specific with the prompt. So having the train move through the countryside, eventually the train slows down to a stop, and then a cow arrives in the window as they come to a stop. And yeah, required a few attempts to get it how it looks now. But yeah, it was just super specific with the prompt, and it read that quite well, and gave us the output that we have in the video.
Right.
This is great.
How difficult it was working, or were the expectations you had in mind came to realize fast or not too fast, or
So I think I had a very strong idea in my head of what I wanted to do. So when I wrote the script, I knew this was the flow of the video. This was the story I wanted to tell. I'd say the biggest time sink of it, or the biggest amount of time I spent on it, was almost just the animation being generated. So it didn't actually take me too long to create the video and come up with the idea. So it only took me sort of an hour and a half to do the whole video. But the biggest part of that was just waiting for the different scenes to animate or to create the images, which I was off doing other things while it was generating those. So the actual process was very simple, but I think that it helped that I had a very clear idea in my mind of what I wanted and the story that it was going to tell, to then be able to sort of come up with these different scenes.
Great.
Nice to hear.
Yes, and I want Mike to just share with you that the HR team, we decided to adopt this video for every new employee. So in the future, so think about it, if we're looking at it from also use case. So it's a great use case for onboarding people, right? Because when you want to tell something about the company, for HR people, for L&D, so this is a really, really great use case, and we are definitely, so thank you for the time, because we are going to use this asset.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Great. So actually what we saw here is, if I'm wrapping it up, we saw that Mike had a strong idea in
Vision.
his mind, a vision, yes, and the idea. And you just, you know, you wrote the script by yourself. You then starting with branding. You didn't use Avatar, which most of us are using it without Avatar. Just, you created the reference image. I think reference image is something that Yossi, you and I repeat ourselves, and it's so important. It's really, really something that help us to create a great video. So once you completed the branding and you did it, also you wrote right you wrote there. You took you used, I think, GPT to explain what does it mean pixel,
Yeah.
and you put there and tone of voice. So you really, really invested in the branding. And then you actually, you put the script because we have the ability to put a specific script, right? It's the second one in the middle. And then you use the plain because you want it to be a story and not, a very structured text. So no text. And then once Lucas created the scenes, you went to the scenes and you changed it one by one according to what you wanted. You gave a very specific instructions to the asset creators, and sometimes you needed to do it several times until you got the best result or the sufficient result for you. And then you animated it. You also you instructed the Lucas or TouchUp how to animate it. You also used the duplicate scene here. So we saw 3 scenes that actually were the same, of course, different animation and instruction. This is what I think that this is one of the things that made this video look very consistent.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, 1 hour and a half, such a beautiful and great video. I think it's amazing. You also gave a present to the HR team, so we are lucky. And anything else, Mike, you want to add to the summary that I just shared?
Don't think so. I think that wraps it up quite nicely. But yeah, it was a good bit of fun to be a part of. So thanks for having me on.
Cool.
Yossi, something from
I
you?
think what's nice is, and I combine it, I'm like merging it with the previous session that we did with Lital about the evaluation of the videos. And
Mm.
one of the questions is at the end of the evaluation session is, would you share it? Share it with the world. So I think that's like a strong V on that. So it's not,
And
it's
so
not
another
surprising that you won the first prize.
And Yossi, so another secret is that actually Nick Loomis approached us and asked to really use it outside. And of course, we gave him a green light. So, Mike, you will see it also outside, not just in Idaho. So,
We're
stay
already
tuned
looking
to
for the
this.
next episode.
I need royalties for that.
Mike
I love it.
Production.
Yeah.
And Mike, good luck with Pandora.
Thank you very much. Presenting to them week after next, I think. So
Cool.
fingers crossed.
Great. Thank you very much. Bye,
Thank you.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.